Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee with Lisa. I'm Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp. It is Sunday, July 27th, 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're new to this podcast, please be sure to check out my website at lisahopp.com. It is all about my work, how to schedule an appointment, and well, that's about all. Also, I'm on Instagram under Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp, and I'm on Facebook under Lisa M. Hopp, Spiritual Coach and Medium. So, YouTube, if you connect with this podcast today, please like, subscribe, and share any place where you can follow. I would appreciate it so much. So today's recording is the second recording. And it didn't work out, and it was a great recording. I always think when the equipment acts up that in some way source, universe didn't like what I said, and they wanted me to say something else. But I don't know about that in this case. Usually I do know. It's like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have. But in this case, no, I don't know. I don't know what the problem was. I will tell you that as I sit here recording, there's some strange things on my screen. So it may be possible that Source Spirit is around me a little bit more. Because I don't think I've ever seen the shadowy stuff that is happening right now. But hopefully you will hear this and know that the recording turned out all right. Today's topic. I'm wondering as well, I'm digressing again, but I'm wondering as well if it isn't an energy trying to stop me a little bit from talking to you guys. I'm not of ego, but it just occurred to me. Well, light always overcomes, so even if that's going on, it's not a concern. All right, and not that this topic is religious, but it is spiritual and it is empowering, giving you the ultimate power, empowerment. So, just a moment. So today's topic is the meaning of embodiment. And embodiment is what Neville Goddard would call the law of assumption. What Mike Dooley, a great teacher, best-selling author, would say is staying at the end point or the end zone. It's already done. You already have it there. You already are it. And an embodiment, if you don't have embodiment, your life is happening on autopilot. You are not in control of your creative powers, which is what we're learning, is what you're here to know, is that you do have the power to direct your life, to create deliberately. And so embodiment is simple, but it's not easy. It's work. So I'm going to explain to you today what embodiment really feels like and why it's so important. Okay. So when we now are understanding that thoughts become things. That our thoughts create our lives, our emotions create our lives, especially our subconscious programming on autopilot creates our lives. So what you believe you get, who you are, you get. So if you believe that nothing ever works out for you, that's what continues to run into your life, feeding off of what you've told the universe you want. You're telling it, I want this. I want evidence that I'm not going to get what I deserve. That things don't turn out for me, that I'm never going to get that promotion I deserve. Whatever you believe is what comes back to you. I'm never going to be able to afford that. I hope so. So it rolls in as your creative power, all right? As your creation. You today are creating your future. And today is the creation of your past. So embodying means that you go from an old identity of believing false beliefs or true beliefs, but not enough, the old self to new self. And the new self is the truth. It's the authentic self. It is how you would live, how you're living, if you understood that you are unlimited, and you create your life. How's that look? Who is that person? What are they capable of doing? What are they capable of achieving? What do they have in the way of material items in their life? Embodying means that, let's use it in the way if you want a new car, any car. You embody the person that is able to have that car. I easily manifest things. Ultimately, I want to be in a 24-hour state of embodiment where it's not the things are there because I am embodying that person who easily affords those things. It's about who you are, the being, and you talk like it, you walk like it, and you think like it. End result, already done. So in the way of using, for instance, if you want to, lottery is such an easy example. Those who win the lottery have already embodied being a lottery winner. If they were to manifest, envision, they wouldn't manifest themselves seeing the winning numbers. They would envision themselves, it's already done. I'm already the winner. I'm already living this life. This is what my life looks like. Probably they wouldn't even see themselves holding a check because that's still in transition to that new life. You want to embody that life. What's the home look like? Where are you living? What are you doing with your day? What is bringing you joy, wholeness, peace, and living in that embodiment of wholeness, peace, healthiness, calm. When it comes to love relationships, let's go if you want one and you don't have it currently physically. You embody that you do have it. You sleep on the one side of the bed. The closet has room for somebody else's belongings. You know so much that it's yours that it surprises you that you're not seeing it with your naked eye. You feel the fulfillment of it, the gushiness of it, the infatuation, the great love of it. Again, you get confused when it's not physically there. That's when you know if you're confused, and I mean confused in a altered state confused, then you know it's close. You're on the cusp. I love to give the example I had before, that I knew that my dream car was soon going to be mine, because I got into my old car and I saw the new car with my naked eyes. Not just visualizing, not just, doing I'm driving, my, envisioning, like in the movie The Secret, envisioning the smell and the feeling and the colors and all the aspects of this new car. I unlocked the car, got in the car, sat down, and saw a completely different car. I got excited. And in a short while, unexpected happened that brought me the car. And let's talk about that unexpected. In order to embody your new life with what you want, the truthful present life, you have to let go of how it happens, because it always comes unexpectedly. As Dr. Joe Dispenza says, if it were what you would expect or how you would expect it to come, it's old you. The new you is the unknown. So circumstances happened that got me the car, but I would have never planned it out that way. And I would have looked for it to happen. When you're involved in the house, you're not embodying the manifestation of what you want. So you have to let it go. You have to let it flow, and you have to do inspired action. Inspired action is, I don't know why, but I want to sign up for this. I don't know why, but I think I want to drive there today. And you just listen to your intuition and you take inspired action. Or it makes you feel a little bit queasy or fear-filled, but you feel it's right. You have to do it. Because that's part of the manifestation, the unexpected. Right? And so, it's out of the head. The head's not in the game. All right? Now, if you get something pop in out of nowhere, that's inspired. That's divine. But I'm talking about working it out. And haven't we done that before? Where we say a prayer and then we try to work out how to make it happen. So we pray for help and then we go, I'll do it myself. No. That is old you. That is not the embodiment of new you. The new you knows it's the successful actor, the successful musician. The new you knows that it's a successful sports person. The new you knows it's a successful entrepreneur. And you walk around, you get on whatever. You get on your website or you get on YouTube. You do what you would do. That natural, truthful, authentic, genuine you would do. You understand? It's that simple, but here's the thing. Your old personality, your belief system, it's been programmed for years. It started when you were still in the womb, where you were hearing conversations and getting feelings. So let's say you're 30, 40. You have 30 to 40 years of programming where you've been living on autopilot, thinking beliefs that you were taught, thinking they must be true because you were taught them. Are they true though? Or are they just what you were taught? And so you've been living off of that belief system. Money doesn't grow on trees. I have to work hard for the money. The rich have a way that I don't have access to. They get all the breaks. There's a club, I'm sure. These belief systems are based on what you were fed from other people. Passed down. Passed over. Is it what you wish to believe? Because if you wish to believe it, you'll see evidence of it into your future. But if you can form new beliefs, if you can hear a belief or feel a belief or think a belief or talk like a belief and go, no, that's not my new life. You grab it then and you reframe it. That's why hypnosis is so wonderful. Subconscious programming. Because it gets into that computer aware and transitions it. But you can do that during daylight too when you're awake. That's why affirmations can be so important. But Neville Goddard would also say to you, the feeling is the secret. You have to feel those affirmations. If you don't feel them, they're worthless. Because your compass system, your consciousness, your subconsciousness is going to tell you, I'm speaking a lie. So you have to feel like it's true. You have to know with every bit of your being that it's true. So, if you say to yourself, money comes to me easily and effortlessly, and you know it, you are it, you're going to see it show up, and in increasing amounts. You see? It's paradigms. But they are changeable. Everything within you is changeable, and change starts from the inside. We so look for the outside to change, don't we? I was saying this earlier, and maybe I shouldn't. Maybe that's why the recording didn't work. But I'd like to be part of groups that I'm aligned with, that are studying the same people, applying the same beliefs, or same learnings, I should say. Because, again, our beliefs are our own. We form them. And when it comes to these manifestation tools, often is the case is that people come on and go, okay, I've been trying these manifestation tools for months now, and that girlfriend or boyfriend's not back yet. Or I'm still alone. So why isn't this not working? Well, just the question tells you why it's not working. Right? You guys are like wise. You know why. If you've been listening to me more than once, you know why. What they just did was notice it's not there. So they're not embodying it. If they're embodying it, they would have no desire to post. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to use manifestation, embodiment, or manifestation as a way to get something, as a way to get someone, as like a trick. It's energy. It's natural law. The only way to shortcut it is to embody being the person with a significant other. Now, when it comes to other people, and again, I'm trying to get other people back, but they put a restraining order on me. Like, I've actually read that, okay? The thing is, if a person is putting a restraining order on you, they don't want you back. So what is best is that you know that everyone has a will. Everyone has their own desires. And there's infinite wealth, infinite love, and there is cures, infinite healing. And especially we know there's infinite because nobody would ask for the same thing. There's always a little difference in what you'd ask for, so no one's asking for it all and taking it away from another. It's not possible. But if you're asking for someone that doesn't want to be with you, you're never going to get them. You can't do a magic spell to get them back. So you leave the face out of it and you go with the embodiment of I have this, and I have these qualities, and I'm this person, and I'm planning things knowing that this person's a part of it too. And it doesn't mean necessarily you book an extra airline seat for them. You don't have to necessarily take it that far, but you have to know that you have that choice. So it's about knowing it's yours before you see it, but knowing. Not of the, like shallow. It should be like, I'm confused, I don't see them with my naked eyes. Why? But again, letting it go and knowing that it is yours, not letting that get you off track. You can't let it get you off track. If you get off track, you're loving towards yourself and you get back on track. But for instance, this is a good one. This is a really good one. So let's say you feel wealth, you've embodied wealth, you're talking to millionaires, you're doing everything right with wealth, but then you go into your bank account still doesn't show wealth. You can't let yourself get bummed or have doubts, not believe it. The physical is always last, and it's slower. When you go into those bank accounts, you feel and you see them with those extra zeros. You don't get diverted. But if you get diverted, you get right back on track with, nope, I know it's there even if I don't see it yet. And you make choices from that authentic you, not the old you. If you want it, I do this. I only do this. When I am asked to do something, my answer is not from can I do it? My answer is from that new embodiment of me answering. Would this version of me say yes or no? That's what embodiment means. When you're asked to go on a trip, old you might say, I can't afford it. So I can't afford it just went months ahead. Better, closer, I don't know how, but it's what my true authentic self would do. So I'm signing up. you agree to things there in the before as much as you can. There is a great teacher. She's worth millions. She's a prosperity owner of a company. She's a great spokesman. Her name is Kathleen Cameron. She's a student of Bob Proctor, and comes to his work very much faith, which I do as well. Meaning, you're a co-creator with the God, with Source, with universe. And her way, and I'm paraphrasing, I don't want to misspeak, but she makes decisions as to what her authentically very wealthy self would do. So I'm making decisions to invest money that I don't have yet. She goes that far. That's how much she embodies. But guess what? The money comes because she embodied having it. But she really embodies. She is it. It's not, she doesn't really get off track a whole lot, right? So she has perfected it. Even Bob Proctor gave her props for perfecting it. She introduced herself as having a level of success before she had it physically. And then she had it. So she literally spoke the prediction before she saw it. She created the prediction. We're being told that. You have probably heard that. That you create your future. That's why there's no such thing as fortune tellers. If you come to me, I give you the current energy that you've created. But we're in such a energetic world right now that you could listen to. I've had people change their futures in front of me because they're hearing something that causes them to add more or to speed up time. Usually something makes them feel better. Takes away some of the fear. We have the power right now to quantum leap into another timeline. And it's happening a lot. So that's why you really can't truly go to someone authentic and say, someone who is intuitive, and say they're real or not real. You have to go with your feelings about them. If they're real, they'll never tell you that you have a set destiny, or that you have a curse on you, or that I give you percentages. No, you don't have a curse on you. And there are scam artists in it, but not all those who work in an intuitive field are that. Most aren't. But you literally, and I will say this, will have to give the current path on that date at that time. And then I coach to see what they, how I can help them with it, to either improve it or to stay on track. So you can quantum leap to your new self. But it takes focus, it takes discipline. You feel it, you know it. It's not just a belief. And when you hear a belief of old stuff, you go, no, I don't believe that anymore. That was given to me. You don't have to work hard for the money. There's a great coach I just discovered. Energetically, he was sent to me. He's Danish. And he's a millionaire. He has a prosperity coaching company, but he also has other investments that have helped him to be a millionaire. Which most do, multiple streams of income. I'm sure Jeff Bezos is a billionaire, not just from Amazon, right? You make money while you're sleeping, so to speak. So he found that when he worked hard all day long, because it was his belief system handed down to him, and then he tweaked it, changed it to working 3 to 4 hours a day, he earned more money on the 3 to 4 hours a day than he did when he was working 12 hours or more a day or whatever. When he changed the belief that no, you don't have to work longer to make more money. Those are working more hours, make more money. That's not true. You know that's not true because some of you used to, or maybe now today, work overtime. It's not about the hours you work. It's about your mindset, what you know. Someone years ago asked me, how do I become a successful actor? You embody being a successful actor. You walk around like, yeah, I'm aligned with Meryl Streep. I'm aligned with whomever I want to be aligned with. That doesn't mean you contact them and get the restraining order, right? What it means is you feel that you're level with them. And you walk around like that. So when you show up to an audition and you don't get the part, you know it's because it wasn't best for you. And that there's something greater coming. That it works out better in the long run. You have an assurance because you know who you are. Same with anything you want to do. Anything you want to be. And you don't have to have a clarity, though clarity is best about who you are. But I mean, you don't have to have a clarity about, you don't have to work. You don't have to have an income to embody wealth. Abundance will find you, and it's more than money. You might win things a lot. Maybe people show up with food for you. There's other evidence of being in that flow when you have an embodiment. But what you worry about, you get more to worry about. What you fear, you get more to fear. So is the embodiment. And again, a reminder that when you get off track and you start to worry or start to doubt, you just catch it. You're loving towards yourself and you get back on track. But the only way for you to feel that you're completely happy, whole, joyful, calm, peaceful, and to have peace in the world is to embody it within yourself. If you're embodying peace in the world, it's not going to last long that there is violence in the world because you're not putting it out there. And so if we all were to embody inner peace, the world would be peaceful. So you're doing a higher good and a higher service by living your true authentic self. And you're also doing, you can't change another without them wanting to. But how do you change another? By being you, the ideal, authentic you. They're watching. They'll learn. That's something I want. So they'll follow you. And notice, who do you admire? That's what you're getting. And that's, if they have qualities that you want, that's what you should hone to be and to get. That's information about who you are. We should not idolize someone because we all are equally important and valuable and unique and necessary. But yes, we will admire people that have qualities that we like. What are those qualities? That gives you evidence of who you truly want to be. It's the only way. You cannot have what you want in your life fully if you don't embody, become, live as is. It's a feeling. So when I say live as is, it doesn't mean you rack up debt or don't pay your bills. It's living with that feeling of, I know how it is, what the reality really is, and everything else is just catching up. That's all that's happening. You're seeing in your physical world yesterday. And I'm speaking about embodiment because it's been everywhere. So it's what I'm working on. And I tell you, it's a wonderful feeling when you're there. It's just so, you don't have any physical pain, you don't have any worries, you don't have any stresses, because embodiment, they're gone. You walk around confident, with assurance, with certainty. It's having certainty. And no one can take certainty away from you. I am going on a road trip soon, and I had to decide where to stay. I had 2 reservations. I picked the one where I would stay at no matter what. No matter how much work money I make, no matter how many people I talk to, I pick that one. Rather than, well, maybe I should pick the cheaper one so that I, have more of a profit, or in case people cancel, or, it's less risk. And, oh no, that got thrown out the window and the rest out the door. What would embodiment, my embodied body pick? What would me pick? My authentic, true, financially free self pick? That one. That one's it. Done. No looking back. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. It's not wishing. It's claiming with certainty. And you will see relationships change. You will see maybe job change. You will see changes because your vibration changes. But always for the better, always for the better. Thank you so much for joining me today. I thought it'd be shorter, but it's actually 32 minutes, the same. I hope that was helpful. And let me know in the comments on YouTube. Let me know by email how listening to this and applying it has worked for you. Positively. Send those testimonials because, well, it makes our day. It makes my day. But I know again, my Danish mentor, he's gotten them through just speaking on YouTube. And he's had a couple of wonderful testimonials. I just saw overnight a couple of him speaking of it, and just the joy. It brings me joy when people tell me they've been helped by me. So don't hold back. All right. If you have a question, yes, you can answer that. You can ask that too. Thank you again. Again, go to my website. Again, follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and I'll talk to you next time.